Bitcoin faces the largest ever negative difficulty adjustment. The Bitcoin network is expected to see its largest ever negative difficulty adjustment today of over 27%, retargeting from 19.9 T to 14.4. The retargeting is expected to occur later today, mainly caused by the mass exodus of Bitcoin miners from China. Yes, China finally made good on their goal to ban Bitcoin, and they banned it. Everyone give us a thumbs up right now. Dan Eve, your thoughts on Bitcoin's negative difficulty adjustment.
Wow, I'm surprised we haven't seen more like mining death spiral articles and loads of chicken licking, sky falling down, and the kind of general FUD. So it's kind of good that we haven't. Like the difficulty reached a high of what 22.77 trillion, currently sat at about 18.12. I remember like when I was doing my calculations in 2013 for whether mining would be profitable, the difficulty was like 10 or 11 million. And I have the spreadsheet now. So I think obviously this is a huge adjustment down. The hash rate went from like 171 exahashes. It reached a sort of low of about or 58.98. So that's like a 65% drop. But and I think the kind of the interesting thing about that is that if what everyone was saying was true, or they were standing behind their arguments that all the mining in China is coal based, then we've just removed 65% coal based mining, yo. So we must be getting closer to that 50% threshold of Musk and Tesla getting back in the game. And maybe that information on mining outside of China is going to be easier to assess and analyze and see if we actually are reaching that 50%. But I'd say overall, hopefully, hopefully the hash rate obviously is back on the way up. It reached a low of 58.98 and is back up at about 96.49. So it's nearly, not double, but it's definitely significantly up on its low. So I think we're over this hurdle soon.
We did it. We saved the environment. Martin Wishmayer, your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was all coal based. You see reports of hydro energy plants now up for sale in China because they're blocking the rivers and generating electricity in the middle of, well, basically nowhere. So the electricity has nowhere to go. So there's also lots of hydro power up for grabs now. For centralization, I think it's good we're moving out of China. I'm not sure where it's moving now. Even if it would remain offline, it wouldn't be a big deal. There's plenty of hash rate, as Dan already said. And but I've seen reports people are now moving to Texas to use methane gas, which would normally be flared off, or nuclear energy, which is, well, I don't know, no, still nuclear. So our green Bitcoins are no longer coming from hydro dams, but instead we use methane gas and nuclear energy to power our blocks. So I don't know, if it might as well stay offline. I honestly wouldn't care. The network is secure enough. So it's just if it goes down anymore, then I'll just start up my own miners again and dust them off and start mining again here in the shed. So yeah, okay, I'm not too worried really.
Wouldn't it be great if all the Bitcoin mining led to an excess of nuclear waste? And that's finally what did in the species. They're like, they mined this imaginary online currency so much with their nuclear reactors. They created so much waste. They polluted the whole planet and they couldn't continue on. Adam McBride, your thoughts on the Bitcoin difficulty adjustment?
I think it's wonderful, man. I think it's taking care of the one biggest risk to Bitcoin, in my opinion, which was China. Having not the energy, I think Elon actually did us a favor by pointing out the energy thing, even though it was complete FUD and not really based on science. It pointed out the biggest weakness to Western governments, which is the energy thing. That was how they were going to try and kill it, was energy. I think this takes that off the table. and it get those mines out of China, which to me was the biggest risk to the Bitcoin network. So bravo. It's good stuff.
Thanks to Wally in the chat. Let's go to Josh Shigala.
You know, I got asked by some publications today in an interview about this question, and really it comes down to, it doesn't really matter. Like the Bitcoin network is so overly protected that the people don't quite understand how much hash rate, how many computers are beavering away on this puzzle that is the trying to find some zeros in front of a hash. Like it's so vast that and I did this calculation when it was like 1 exahash or something. It was like that all of Google, if all of Google pointed their hardware at the Bitcoin network, it would add like around 1% of the network. So it's impossible. There is no network on this planet that can 51% Bitcoin right now. So even if this stays offline, all that happens is the difficulty readjusts, the mining keeps on going, and eventually the mining hardware will find a new home where it's legal and it's got a secure road to continue its fans blaring off into the night, and it'll just come back online. So not worried at all. It's part of the network. It's wonderful. It is what it is, and it's actually, yeah, like you know, Adam said it before, that the risk to the network that it was China. I wouldn't say China as such. If it was in any one country, it's a risk to the network. So it's great that it's moving and diversifying. And like anything, it's trying to find the cheapest hash power. It's trying to find the cheapest energy. So that will most likely be in cooler climates. Most likely, I mean, Greenland, some of these countries are just insanely good. They've got a lot of runoff, a lot of energy that's needed to. And we've talked about it before on this show, where power plants are actually starting to buy up this hardware and use it to basically store excess power, because it's very, very hard to regulate in real time by winding down energy production or winding up energy production. So what a lot of them do is they just capture that energy in the form of Bitcoin, and you know, at nighttime, instead of winding down the machines on things like hydroelectricity, like or a thermal, you know, geothermal power. You know, why turn that down? Just keep it going. It's just pushing steam.
I know I always feel a lot better knowing that Martin's always got some extra machines in his shed that can be fired up, man. That just makes me feel good. Yeah. I go to bed at night and I sleep like a baby, knowing that Martin's on watch, man.
Knowing that $1 trillion network is secured by Martin's USB miners.
Don't worry about it. Funds are safe.
We will be saved by the USB stick miners. I just want to second what Josh said there and show some support for the Bitcoin network. The mining went down 30%, yet the network's fine. The transactions are still going. Everything's okay. The Bitcoin's still secure, like Josh said. You still can't hack it. What an incredible invention. What an incredible device, right? If 30% of the bank servers went offline, do you think they'd still be up? Would eBay still be online? It was just days ago, something like Cloudflare or something else we don't even know about, like Flary or Cloudy or something. It went down fastly, and the whole internet went down, right? The whole internet went down. Bitcoin loses 30%, no problem. And like Josh said, when the miners come back online in different countries, the difficulty will go back up.